All right, so this is the Hancock Chamber of Commerce presenting Normandy and the Champagne region with the Aventura World. A little bit about Aventura World. We have been doing this for 52 years now, going on 53. We travel all over the world, and as Tish said, this will be your third trip, I believe. And we know that this is a great one to be going to this year because if you think about it, the Summer Olympics are going to be there, but many things that you might not get a chance to see will be shown because of the Summer Olympics, and prices probably will go up way higher next year because they'll all need to pay for the Summer Olympics. So this is a perfect year at a good price to be going and seeing all of this. So you're going to see magnificent architecture as you fly in. Now you're going to leave from New Orleans, and it is an overnight flight. So you will leave from there and you will arrive the next day. And when you arrive, you are going to see some of these scenes, and I'm going to go through your day-to-day plan with you and everything else as well. Before you actually leave on the trip, I will be with you again. I probably will come in person, and I will go over every part of the trip again with you, go over with the money, how much you should take, maybe clothes to wear, all the different things, and of course, any questions that you have. So this is not our final presentation. This is simply to show you what you're going to see and be able to do in France, and there is some amazing scenery. Of course, D-Day, you're going to be able to experience some of this, go to the actual beaches and see them. But there's so much more with France as well, and it will be the medieval towns that you see. That clock is, I think it was built in 13 something, and it is the second clock in that particular building, and it's still working, so it gives you an idea of the things that you're going to see. Also, you could have a chance to visit here at Saint Michel. This has a lot of steps. I do want to warn you, there are a lot of steps on this trip, so you'll want to make sure that you have really good walking shoes for this particular part of the trip. And of course, France is known for wine and cheeses, and so you're going to have an opportunity to taste all the different wines and taste the cheeses, and of course, taste our champagne, the champagnes that they have to offer. And if you're traveling with friends, which I know you are because many of you have traveled together, you'll make some great memories, and of course, lots of photos. We always take advantage to take photos of you all. So day one, you'll depart for Paris. And when you arrive, you will clear customs. So what you'll do is you'll pick up your luggage, you'll go through customs. It's an easy process. And as you exit out of customs, your tour director is going to be there waiting for you. You have some of the best tour directors that we've ever had. These folks here in this area are really good, and you're going to thoroughly enjoy them. I know Egypt was great with Tam and with the other gentleman that does the trips in Egypt, but you're going to find these folks are every bit as good as well and very knowledgeable. And of course, ask them all kinds of questions because they love to tell you about their country.
Do they speak English?
Sorry?
Do they speak English?
Yes, they do. Yes, yes. All of our folks speak English, and some maybe a little better than others, but these folks, they speak good English. So you'll arrive in Paris, and you'll get settled in. But before you get there, you're going to see some of the different sites in different parts of the country. So there's a city tour in Cannes. You'll see the War Memorial as well. And of course, your tour directors will point everything out to you as well. So St. Stephen, the church, a huge church, beautiful gardens. King Louis, the 14th, and you'll hear the history and the stories about him. You will, on the next day, arrive in Bayeux, and you'll be able to see the tapestries here. But this is an amazing little village. It's just beautiful. The flowers, the buildings, lots of picture taking. This is a sample of the hotel that you'll be staying at. Now, you might be staying at this hotel, but our hotels sometimes are subject to change. But this will be same type of hotel, same quality if it is not this hotel. We always like to show you something, but it isn't always 100% necessarily the hotel that you'll be in. But as I said, whatever hotel it is, they will have this type of this type of ambience for you. They take very good care of you. They have restaurants, heated pools, all the amenities that you would want, the TVs, the safety deposit boxes at each room, the mini fridges, the flat screen TVs, the free Wi-Fi, the hair dryers, all those things are standard for Aventura World. So on day 3, you're actually going to have a Normandy D-Day tour. And this is done with a special person. That's all they do. They know the history inside out. It's really, really interesting. It's been so many, many years we're coming on and the celebrations, but you are going to find that this is really a special tour. And then you're also going to continue in this part of the area with villages and towns, and again, learning the history of where people landed, where all the allies landed. You're going to see the Mulberry Harbor remains, the different things that have been left behind from D-Day. You'll get a chance to walk along the beaches, and as I said, the gentleman or the lady, whichever tour director you will get this time, they know this history inside out. Make sure you ask them questions. They love to have you ask them questions because that's what they're there for. And this is their country, their homeland. They want to tell you about the things that happened, and so that you understand the different things. And of course, the pillbox fortifications that were built to, again, fight the enemy and to save the soldiers. You'll also have the Memorial Museum. I believe there is access to it, and so you may find that you have some spare time and you want to go to the actual museum itself. And of course, the landing site, June 8, 1944. So again, this is the anniversary, again, another large anniversary for this particular time and place in our history. Again, more of the things that have been left behind, commemorating the bravery of the different allies that helped support each other. And there is an American cemetery as well that you will get a chance to visit.
It's not something you think about, that they weren't able to bring the bodies back, you know?
Yeah, and they're trying to bring as many back as they can now too. They have agreements with France for the families that want to bring some of the bodies back. So they're also trying to bring some of them back. But it's really somber. I mean, you can't help but there, the memorial's there, and it explains. There's a lot of history written, and it explains a lot of things, and it's just very it's very touching. It's very moving, and it's really part of the experience of traveling to this part of the world. Remember that you will always return back to the hotel that you're staying in, and breakfast is always provided for you. Some meals will be provided, some lunches, some dinners. You will find on your brochure that you should all have a copy of, whether it's email or the paper one. It will give you on each day, whether it says breakfast or lunch or dinner is included in the price. So everything that's included, there are no surprises. Everything that's on this trip is exactly as we've stated. So this here, the Saint Michel, Mont Saint Michel, again, they have, this is the one that has a little bit of stairs, so be prepared to walk a fair bit, but absolutely worthwhile. You can see the tide goes in and out from this area. It looks a little different when you look at it from land perspective with the fields and the cattle that are on it and things like that. It's absolutely beautiful place. Great for photo taking. You're going to have thousands of photos when you come home. I know you will. So you're also going to visit this little village, and this village is known for its copper pots and pans. And so if you're looking to buy a copper pot or pan or ship one home, then this is the place that you can do this with. And this has been centuries of this. And then you're actually going to spend a full day in this area of the Bayou and see the tapestry. Again, as I said, this is a beautiful little village, lots of photo options. Again, your tour directors that are with you, those tour directors that will be with you, they will are from the actual location of this town, and so they're able to give you, history of the families and what they do now and all of the different parts of the history. So of course the food is delicious, and you probably will try everything that's possibly available for you. And here is this tapestry that was put together in 1066 for the Battle of Hastings, or let's say it's not quite that old, but it's very old, and it's talking about William and the history of the battle. And then you're also going to stop at the distillery. And of course, this is one of the oldest distilleries in France. And they have all sorts of the equipment that they have used in past years. It's quite interesting. It has a museum and everything to it. And you will get a chance to sample their products, probably some of the cheeses and the local foods as well that go on par with this different type of wines and ciders and things like that. And you'll have time for shopping. This trip is great. They've set it up in such a way that you will have free time. A lot of times when you get home in the evening, your bus trip usually is a day, so they'll probably start you around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Each day, your tour director will give you instructions for the following day. So they'll tell you, okay, tomorrow we are going to such and such a place, and it looks like the weather is such and such, and this is maybe how you want to dress, just so you know and you feel comfortable with things. Always remember you need walking shoes. Those cobblestone streets are slippery, especially if they get wet, if they wash them down, or if it should rain. You will find that they can be a bit slippery, so you want to make sure you have good walking shoes that have non-slip soles with them. And then, of course, this part is just one of the oldest parts of history in the world, and you're going to have a chance to see the buildings, this clock that I was telling you about that is ancient and still works. Just amazing. And then the different things is the statues, Napoleon's statue. And on day 6, you will then go on to Reims. And of course, this is getting closer to the Champagne area as well. And you'll have a chance to do some shopping, learn some history, taste different foods. And this will be the hotel probably that you will be staying in. Again, as I said, sometimes we change them. We try not to, but if there is a change for any reason, it will be comparable to this type of a hotel. And this is, of course, an old historical mansion, and it's in the right pedestrian area. And we always try to put you in the pedestrian area so that you can walk from the hotel, so you can go shopping, you can go to other restaurants. Usually there's always a restaurant in the hotel, but it may be that you want to try something different or new, and you can always do that. So again, in this particular hotel, it's very close to the pedestrian street and not far from the Champagne region, and again, offering all the amenities, your lounge bar, your restaurants, your business centers, Wi-Fi, and so forth and so on, TV screens, hair dryers, that type of thing, coffee, so forth and so on. Then on day 7, you're going to do a city tour of Epernay and the Champagne region itself with the Champagne houses. And of course, some of the sites you're going to see as well. Beautiful statues, shopping, the square. And of course, the countryside is rolling hills and vineyards, champagne vineyards, wine vineyards, all sorts of different things. And here's the main street in Epernay and the champagne houses that they have going down it. I'm sure you'll get the chance to tour 2 or 3 of them and sample the different champagne, maybe bring it back. Remember that you don't have to bring it all back in your suitcase. UPS, DHL, everybody ships. They can probably get it home faster than you will make it home. So tell your neighbor or somebody that's checking on your house that there might be a parcel coming for you, because quite often we've had where the parcels arrive before the people do. And of course, this is Dom Perignon Champagne House, and of course, one of the oldest in family business as well of the champagne homes. And very famous, some of the best champagne that you'll ever sample or have. You'll have a tour of that area. You'll learn how they actually create the champagne, what they do. You'll have a chance to taste it. And they have a nice little square where you can do this. And you'll get to go in to the different areas of the champagne house. And of course, they have their own tour guides when you're there. So you'll have someone from the champagne house that explains the whole process, from the growing the grapes all the way to the champagne and the bottling and everything else, and the exporting, because of course the champagnes that are grown here go to every part of the world. And here are some of the vats. And there's your final product. And you'll probably have a chance to look across the valley and enjoy the samples that you're given. So on day 8, it's Reims. So you can have a free day in Reims, and there's lots to see there, lots to do. Or you can take an optional tour to the Palace of Tau. This palace, they still do hold some things here. It's the rooms are beautiful. You have that chance, that opportunity to. It's on your registration form, the price and everything else. If that's something you like to do, just mark that yes, you'd like to, and of course it'll tell you how much you have to pay. One thing to remember, I want you all to note when you are registering, and please register as soon as possible, because we want you to benefit from the discounted price that you have right now. We don't want you to be paying something extra simply because you didn't register a day later or something like that. But you will see there is a section on your registration form that asks you if you have any special requests. So if you have a special diet that you need to adhere to, if you're diabetic or if you're vegan or something like that, put that in. If you are wanting to travel other than economy, because this is an economy trip, please put that in also, so that we can get the pricing for you and tell you what it will cost before we book that. So that's important. If you want to go a little bit higher price than economy, that type of thing, business class or whatever else, economy plus or whatever, put that in the registration form while it says special requests. Otherwise, we won't know it. And what we do is our operations team will find out the price for you. They will get back to you. They will tell you what it's going to cost. And then you tell them, yes, we want to go ahead, or no, we don't want to. Make sure you check your passports. Remember that your passports have to be current for 6 months after you come back from the trip. So the day you come back from the trip here to the United States, your passport must still be current. Okay, you can, if it's 2 days that it cancels out, 2 days before you get back, they will not let you fly. You will not leave the United States. The airlines are getting very, very strict. So please check your passports. Make sure those passports are going to be current up to and including the day you return back to the United States. You don't want to be, we had a lady a little while ago that didn't check her passport. We kept telling everybody, check your passport. She didn't check it. She got to the airport and they noticed that she was going to be about 3 days. It was going to be not current for 3 days. And they would not let her fly out of the United States. So please, please make sure that that's current that passport. It's very important for you.
Teresa, I have a question real quick.
Yes.
Also in the special request area, if you're making your own airfare arrangements, is that where you
Yes.
put that as well?
Yeah, what you want to do then is you only want to purchase the land. If you're paying for your own airline or you've got, what do you call it? So, and you just want to pay for the land, just put in that it's land only you want to purchase, that you will get your own airline tickets. Remember though, that when you get your own airline tickets, you want to try and coordinate it with when the rest of the group is arriving. Otherwise, you will have to make your way to the hotel on your own. You'll have to pay for that on your own. And remember, coming back, that is the same thing, that if you don't have it somewhat close within an hour, usually of before or after the flight with the group that's coming in, you will find you have to make your own transportation to and from the hotel, and to the airport. So just remember that as well.
And do
We
they
will
take 800 off the price if they're doing land only, or is it a different price? Or
it's $800 off the price. So if somebody just wants land only, it's $800 off the main price. Yes, per person.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, so you have this optional tour, and then of course, if you want to just hang out in Reims and sample more champagne and go shopping and relax, it's a wonderful place to do that. Or you can visit the palace. So then day 9 is you're going to, if you're not taking the extension, you're going to Paris, you're going to go on to back to the United States. And these are the buses that you travel in, similar to the bus that you had in Egypt and other trips that you've taken. They're air conditioned, they're comfortable. We stop, for anybody that worries about how often you stop for bathroom breaks or just for a stretch, we stop usually every hour, hour and a half, wherever we're going. So you'll have lots of chances to get out of the bus and stretch your legs, use the restrooms, things like that. Okay. Anybody got questions?
I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of questions. Okay, so
Okay.
we
So
just
I
had
can,
one of our seasoned travelers join us, Dr. Tuminello, who has already booked his reservation.
Can you speak to
Because I get
the
the reservation
optional
started.
extension for Paris?
I'm going to go through it now for you. So
Okay.
if you're returning, then you return on day 9 back to the United States. If you're continuing on, we'll go through it. So anyway, some of the things that you'll remember will be the culture and the food that France has to offer, the champagne, the history, the wines, those types of things. The land itself, the beauty of it. This is a very special area of Paris. Of course, all the cheeses. If you get to sample every one of those cheeses, you'll be doing great. And of course, enjoying it with friends and family. And let me go through. I think they've got. I'm just going to go through here and see. So this is a little bit of information for you. And again, you have it recorded. It does include 10 meals and then 3 dinners. So you're mainly going to be lunches that you take care of. And usually what happens, like it was in Egypt or anywhere else, if you're on a day trip, then there are restaurants that your tour director will be able to give you that you will know the food is good, places to do that. Sometimes everybody will stop and you might pay for your lunch, but it's at a place that has been chosen for you. But overall, the tour directors will help you with all of that. And then our cultural discovery series, we also want to make sure that you get to meet and see the local artisans, learn about the wines, the champagnes, the cheeses, the different things like that, and the history. So let's see here. So if you extend your stay for Paris, it is in a couple extra days that you would be staying. And that will be October 12 through 14. It is first class accommodations in a hotel that's very similar to the hotels I've shown you. It does include 2 meals, and that's the breakfast. Okay, so you'll be on your own for lunch and dinner. There is sightseeing included, so a local guide will take you on a city tour of ancient Paris, and then you have the entrance to the Eiffel Tower as well. there are other optional tours available should you want them. Your tour director will be able to give you that information, so that when you're there, if you want to see something else, they'll tell you how to get to it, or the concierges will in the hotels. And then your motor coaches and your handling the baggage. This price for double occupancy is $749. That is a really good price. The new prices for 2025 and are coming in another $200 or $300 higher. So this is a really good price for a double or the single occupancy. Either way, it is an excellent price. And so, of course, you're going to have a cruise. There'll be a cruise, a river cruise that you will take as well in this part of the trip. And they give you a city tour also. And of course, this is some of the scenery that you're going to see. And you're going at a really good time as well. The trees will be changing. It should be absolutely beautiful. And the Champs-Élysées, again, you are close to be able to see a lot of different things. Your hotel is really in the heart of town, so you should be able to, without too much difficulty, get to see anything that you particularly want to see in the evenings or the afternoons. Moulin Rouge area, if you wish to see the Moulin Rouge. And there's also a tour. You either have a free day in Paris or you have an optional half-day tour to the Palace of Versailles. This is magnificent. There's just no other words for it. It is absolutely breathtaking. It's so beautiful. The gardens, of course, the palace is known for its gardens, and these gardens are centuries old. But the rooms are incredible, and the entrance and the grounds, everything. And here are some of the rooms, the paintings on the ceilings, the frescoes, and they maintain them. They're just absolutely stunning. It's hard to believe. So for an extra couple days for that price, you may never get a chance to go back. This is really a good price. So then day 11, you go from Paris back to the United States. So I'll go through some of these things, and then we can have questions, and whatever questions you have, we'll get them answered, or I'll find out if I don't have an answer. So right now, visas are not required for U.S. citizens. If you're not a U.S. citizen, then you will have to get a visa through the French consulate. So that'd be something to think about if you're not an American citizen. Next year, they are expecting that there will be a visa for U.S. citizens. But this year, although they had wanted to roll it out this year, they did not get it completed in time. And so it will be next year that they do that. So this is a good year also. How you signed up? Here is your form that you all either have a copy by email, or you might have a paper form. As I said, it's basic information. If your passport has expired, put your old passport number in there if you have it. But then down in the request area, just put a note that you have applied for a new passport. And if you put the date there that you applied for the passport, then our operations team, Debbie or Gina, will know that there is a passport coming, and we will not start to annoy you and say we have to have a copy of your passport right away. We'll wait until you get it. But it's taking a while to get passports. So if you do have a passport that is not current or is going to expire before the date you get back, then you need to do that quickly, because it is taking some time. So here it's simple, it's easy. You just fill out your name. Now it must match what's on your passport. No nicknames or anything else. It's exactly every bit as to what is on your passport. And you fill out the country of issue and your expiration date. Make sure your mailing and email address are correct, especially your email address, because we are going to send you invoices from the Adventure World operations team. They will send you the invoices. Tish does not have anything to do with that. It is directly with us, payment. And so make sure that we have a good email address for you. your home phones, your cell phones, things like that, then it's good to ask you, there are a list of optional tours here. And it's good to ask you, are you interested in going? And if you say yes, then here is the amount for you. If no, then just mark no. That way we are sure that you've seen that and we know what you're going to do. You can change your mind, but don't wait till the last minute to change it. We have to book for the optional tours and for the Paris extension. We have to book with vendors ahead of time. They want to know from us how many people are going so they can prepare and make sure they have the people there to take good care of you. The same with the hotels. So please don't wait till the last minute to do this, because it makes it hard for us then to give you what you would like to do and take care of it properly. And then if you are going to go to Paris, here's the extension. Here's the cost. As I said, that's an amazing cost. Already the 2025 costs are way more than that. And so yes or no, you're going. Yes or no. You total both of those sections up. This is your base price. Then you add those two sections if you are planning to do them, and you'll get a subtotal. If you wait till after May 8th, which is actually tomorrow, and they will allow you to sign up today and tomorrow at this price, it then gets to be $100 more. So please, if you're going to go, please don't waste any time. Do it today or tomorrow at the latest, and it will be honored. Sometimes we can honor it after that, but I don't want to guarantee that. Okay. Then insurance. Nowadays, I would suggest everybody gets insurance. You can do it with us, through us. It's not us. We don't own the company, but it goes through us. Or you can do it with your own travel insurance folks. But you do need insurance. Nowadays, things just, you don't know for sure what's going to happen with your luggage or schedules changing and things like that. So there are two types of insurance you can purchase, and I'm going to go over them in a second, but you'll notice it says policy, and then the other one says cancel for any reason. So the policy one is based on the fact that either yourself or somebody in your immediate family were to get sick or to die. That is the only reason that you would get insurance back for that. The cancel for any reason is just that. You can cancel up to 48 hours before the trip for any reason. Okay. So that's the difference. So you calculate everything. You decide if you want to purchase insurance through us. Here are the prices. So you're looking at probably the 4,000 to 45, or you're looking the 45,000 to the 5,000 rates. Either any of those rates. Yes, you want to purchase, or no, you don't. As I said, you can purchase with your local travel agency if you want, or where you buy your house insurance, your car insurance. A lot of times they carry that, and they can refer you to somebody as well. And then you put your deposit down. So the deposit is $800 plus your optional trips, plus your extension, plus your insurance, if that is what you're going to do. You can pay by check, you can pay by credit card. If you pay by check, you will need to either send it in to us, but make a copy of the check and make a copy of your registration form, just in case the snail mail loses it. Or you can send it into Tish, and Tish will then forward it to us in our operations in New Jersey. The other way is you can pay with a credit card. You fill this form out. If you fill it out online, it's exactly the same form. If you fill it out online, then you'll be able to pay with your credit card right then and there. If you fill it out with the paper, then Tish will need to email this to us, and we will then send you a link. So that's why it's important that your email address is correct and that you need to look at it. And it will come from Aventura World. It'll probably say something like reservations or registrations, Aventura World. So you'll want to be watching it for it. It could go into your spam because you haven't had a conversation with us by email. So those are the things to remember. It is going to ask for you online what your booking code is, and you'll see right up here, it says booking code. And it also says on the front page here, your booking code down here. You are going to need that. So remember your booking code, write it down. That will be something you need there. Once you've put that booking code in, it will take you automatically to the correct registration form online for you to fill out all your information. And then you need to read carefully all of this about cancellation policies, okay? And we do require your signature and a date. So this is a little bit more about the insurance. So as I said, that basic insurance it covers pre-trip cancellation due to sickness or death of you or your immediate family. It covers medical on the trip. So say you go on the trip and you sprain your ankle, you twist it somehow. That will cover that. Trip interruption, should your trip be interrupted, travel delay, missed connections, emergency medical evacuations, lost baggage, and personal effects. That tends to be the main problem, if any, and then baggage delay. So if you land in France and your baggage does not arrive for 2 or 3 days, you are probably going to need some personal items, and you may need even some additional clothing. You can purchase those things. You simply call into the insurance company, and we give you that number, that 800 number, and you call in, you tell them what's happened, and they give you permission to purchase what you need, and they will then reimburse you. Save all the receipts. That's the thing to remember. Save the receipts. The cancel for any reason insurance, that's just it. You can cancel for any reason up to 48 hours before the trip. So just remember that. They do ask you to make that payment when you make your reservation. So that is the difference between this lower priced insurance. You can pay within 2 weeks of your reservation. The cancel for any reason, you must do it at the same time as you make your reservation. Okay. There is here information if you need to go to this for more information. Neither I or Tish can sell insurance. We don't have licenses for that. So we cannot give you any additional information other than to send you to this particular website or to talk to a representative from that company. So again, we're back again, the registration form. It is identical to the online. It will ask you the same questions. Remember that the insurance here is the cheaper insurance. It just says policy cost, and the cancel for reason is the higher cost, but covers more reasons for your cancellation. And this is what it actually looks like online. It'll look something like this. Remember I said that it will need your booking code. It will ask you for that. So if you have booked in the past with us online, then you'll be able to just log in using your password and your email. If you're a first-time user online doing this online, then it'll ask you to just basically fill out some basic information, create yourself a password, and then you will see them respond back to you 2 or 3 times asking to and making sure that your that your email is correct. You'll find that they do ask you that more than once because they want to make sure that they're able to send to you the link if you need any links for anything, for payments. They want to make sure everything is correct. So, questions? Who has questions?
Is there a fee for using a credit card?
No fee.
So, you know, it's kind of confusing. It has always been confusing to me is when you calculate your deposit is 800 plus the optional tours, plus optional Paris extension, plus travel protection premium, because I remember I had to go and pay my premium directly with that other company. So why is that part of the deposit?
They've changed things. It's all done pretty much through us now to make it easier for you. Okay. I will check, Tish, just to make sure, but that's what I've been instructed, and the people that I've had registering for other trips most recently have had no problems with that. It's been able to be put all together, but I'll check and I'll let you know tomorrow for sure. Okay.
Okay, so you're now your own insurance company?
No, it's just we've upgraded some of our systems to make it more compatible.
Okay, so if I sign up for which I didn't realize, I always sign up for cancel for any reason, but I think I'm gonna only sign up for the policy cost one because death and sickness are the two things that I would be concerned about.
Right,
And that would only be like around $283. So then I would just
Right.
add that to my total deposit.
yeah, that's correct.
But I still have to go to that www.aventuraworld.com files travel protection .pdf to actually sign up for it.
You should
Or
be able,
not.
if you're doing it online, it will all just flow right through, okay, because they have changed the
Pops up
system.
at the end. Pops
Yeah.
up. Right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it should all be, it should all be okay. But you can also, if you feel more comfortable, just print out your registration, the paper form, fill it out, write it out, and email it to myself or to Debbie. And right away, we'll be back with you, giving you any extra information you need, okay? So either way, but you should
Okay.
be able to do it
That's the
online now
confusing
without a
part.
problem. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, so what do we need to do if we, right now, are single occupancy, but we may have a friend that might go? Do we just do single occupancy or? And how do we get our money back if it ends up being double occupancy?
Well, single costs more, so if your friend is saying that they want to go, I would put their name down. If for some reason they are not going to go, because it does ask you who you're rooming with, I would put their name down. If they decide not to go, then you will be asked to pay more as a single, but it might give you more time also to find somebody else to go with you if that person backs out at the last minute.
So what you're saying is go ahead and sign up for double occupancy.
Yeah, if you've got someone that says they are hoping to go.
No,
then
Maria
please
ditched you. I was trying to give you Maria.
I told Maria that first choice was you. It's okay, I'm happy.
Anyway,
I might have a funner roommate, my Prosecco buddy over here.
Shelley has to go now.
We're still just gonna play.
I'm there, so you don't really need anybody there because
That's right, with the like
Just bring us snacks. He always has snacks.
got some.
Okay. Any other questions? I'm sure we have them.
Yes, that question, you wanna ask a question?
Is Notre Dame gonna be open in time for
Okay.
It is?
what?
Awesome.
the opening date is. I'll check for you. I'll find out, and I'll let Tish know.
How many are staying for Paris?
So I think y'all are doing it.
I'm in there, we do it together.
Michael and Barbie are doing the extension for sure.
We're not,
I gotta get back.
Wait, I thought y'all
no,
bought
we're
the
doing
extension?
our own, we're doing our own. We're not doing Aventura's extension, we're
meeting
doing.
Oh,
Sarah.
you're doing your own extension. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing our own extension.
Okay, so if you folks are gonna do your own extension, if you want to come back under the price that we've given you for
No.
coming back, or are
No,
you
we don't-
doing your own air anyway? You're doing your own air? Are
Yeah,
you?
we're doing our own air.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we got our whole trip already planned. The only thing we need
course
to
they
know
do.
is if you change hotels, we need to know what hotel you're gonna be at.
Yeah,
Because we're gonna
you will.
meet y'all at the hotels.
Right,
You know,
so
just the
you
first
will,
hotel.
you
Just
will
the first
know.
hotel.
You will know about 3 weeks before your trip which hotel it is, okay? I will actually do a presentation. I will probably come to your town and do the presentation in person, and we'll go through all of that then, okay? But we will know about 3 weeks. We'll know also the time that the airlines, what airlines they are, that the other group will be traveling on. We'll be able to tell you what times and everything else. So you hopefully will be able to coordinate anything that you need to, okay?
Thank you.
A minimum of 15 people to go to Paris, right? 15 people in our group?
Sorry?
We have to have a minimum of 15 people in our group to go to Paris?
No.
I think we can get around it, but I don't
Okay.
think there's a problem.
Two of us. Yeah.
Well, you get grouped in with other people. There's more people on this tour.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
The more, the better. So remember that.
How long before we might know the exact location of the hotels? You know how we are. I don't think it's gonna be a problem in France that our hotel serves alcohol, but we were very concerned about that.
I know, I remember that. I knew you'd be okay in Egypt. I knew you'd be okay. Yeah, we'll know. I'll check. We don't like to give it out too soon because then if it gets changed and people get confused, but I'll check and find out for y'all which hotels and see what they say. I know I'll be able to tell you 3 weeks before the trip.
Perfect.
They'll definitely tell us before we leave. Okay.
Other than the alcohol, that other hotel in Egypt was nice.
At least we don't have to cross the street in Egypt.
Yeah,
Now
really.
that's true.
What about
Yeah,
the
I know.
airlines? Find out
Sorry?
the airline.
The airlines again, I won't know until 3 weeks prior, but I will be able to tell you then. You'll get all your e-tickets and everything else about 3 weeks prior to the trip. We'll go through everything, make sure everybody's going where they're supposed to be going. Everybody's got their e-tickets. Everybody knows which hotels, everything, all the things. We'll be going over all of that about 3 weeks before the trip.
Well, what sounds like is different is that if you want to upgrade your airfare from economy to business or other, that your group will handle that,
That's nice.
Yeah. But
which
let us
I don't think
know
that was
as-
available last time.
No, probably not because there are only certain airlines that go that way, but there are more options here. But we need to know that as soon as people register as well, because we have to talk to the airlines and we have to get them to give us a price that's reasonable. And they've cut back on some of the higher price seating simply because they can put more people in economy and make more money. So that's something we like to know as soon as possible if that's something you're considering.
So we did that under special request.
Under
Yes,
special requests.
yes.
Okay.
Right, don't think about me.
Look, I
It's.
always get the worst seat, so.
Can we just
I might have to-
business- What do we write, business class?
First class.
What do you, how do you put that in your special request thing? You just say,
Just say maybe you'd like to upgrade your
Upgrade.
seating from economy and please give me a price.
Premium.
I don't know where Chuck and I sat last time, but it was very nice. Business, because we don't sleep anyway, but the seat was a little bit bigger. So she got the sleep pod all the way back. But I don't sleep.
That's what they're gonna show Saving Private Ryan in the way to Normandy.
what?
Worth it,
I think the
especially.
show Saving Private. On the way to Normandy,
Um,
on the plane.
That's
Did
good.
y'all have any other questions for Teresa?
We're good.
We're already booked.
Yeah, we already booked.
I'm not worried about Mike and Barbie,
We're
they got
doing
it.
both of the tours, so we're
They're
excited.
professionals.
So let me ask you this, Teresa. So if you want to get the $100 discount, you need to reserve by tomorrow. And
Yes.
that you're expecting, but you're only expecting them to provide the deposit plus the optional tour, plus the optional Paris extension, plus the travel protection premium. That is your deposit. And then
Yes.
the final remaining, you're asking for that to be paid by May 25th.
Which is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Far away.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna put a deposit, I went 2-3 weeks, I might forget.
they're gonna send you an email, I think they're gonna let you forget.
You're right, you probably won't. So I just booked it.
You already booked it?
Everybody
Yeah. There's 4
emails
people booked
with
so far.
invoices.
Barbie, you-
Barbie,
I booked
Michael.
it today at lunch. Give me like 8 minutes to book it,
Oh, that's
because
good
we're
news.
already in there, so just click.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have to put my
Yeah.
addresses, it just all popped up. Just had to choose insurance.
For your recording.
Okay, anything else, people? Yeah, I guess I should stop this recording since we're like going all over the place with
We are-
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people listen to the recording, be going, boring.